Hello to all my brothers and sisters out there, YouTube universe. Seth Arts back, and this is my 20th video. It's been a long journey for myself, 20 videos in, and I just want to say thank you to all of you out there who have joined me for this ride and been watching my video posts. Yeah, it's been a long journey. Well, not that long. Excuse me, it's only been 20 videos, but still. That's a good amount to start with. So I got two cameras rolling right now because, oh man, I said this so many times, there's nothing worse than you got a good video rolling and you lose some connection somewhere and then you got to start all over again. It's my third attempt on this one, man. Yeah, and I just woke up. You know, you hate that, man. You get a good video rolling, it's like 15 minutes in, it's like boom. Something, error or some crap, man, and then you're like, god damn, I gotta start all over. So I got two rolling now, so if you get the one with the strange angle, that means it was coming off my cell phone. You know. But anyway, yeah. 20th video. It's been a lot of energy going around, man. A lot of energy. I've been in heavy meditation recently. I'm talking heavy meditation. Some people say, what's heavy meditation? I mean, for myself, on just an average, I mean, I could go straight, meditation 3 hours. Now, I know that's a little extreme for some people. And it's not, I've done longer than that. I've done days or a whole day. I've done very long periods of time. But on a daily average, just to kick off my day, I would like to go into a nice, deep 2-3 hour meditation. And that gives me a lot of time to do things that I want. Hook up my little astral temple, my inner reality, go into these inner realms. I'm still in the process, always. But that's a non-stop process of filling up and building my inner reality city that I told you about. That's what it is, man. Inner temple, inner city. But yeah. Been spending a lot of time there, on that note, creating this other realm, which is my own personal project. And I've shared with many others out there in one video, a project that you could embark upon too. So, yeah. Yeah, the energy on the planet is changing. And a lot of us can feel it, and many of us don't. A lot of people don't feel this, man. A lot of people cannot feel this energy, and I keep talking to people, man. I keep talking to people. People keep coming to me with these, for them, strange stories or so-called paranormal stories or experiences and all these things. And, they tell me the stories, I don't understand what's happening. And when I try to really throw something on them, I say, well, look, this is one possibility. They look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, yo, man, you're the one who just came to me talking about you had some hooded shadow figure standing in your room looking at you. And when I'm trying to give you one possible route to take, the person quickly, those defenses come up, man, where, see, this is the thing with a lot of cats out here, man, a lot of people. They have these experiences. They want to talk about them. And then when they start talking about them, at the same time, they're trying to, they're fighting their own internal self-defense mechanisms that they've taken on from society or whoever, which is the defense of this stuff is not real. So you see that people are very contradicting. They contradict themselves. They say, I don't believe in any of this, but I had this experience. So you can see right there the internal conflict where it starts to happen at. Basically the whole planet is going through an internal conflict. When I say the planet, I'm meaning people, so-called people on the planet. They're all battling within themselves, and that's the problem. I may have heard a quote like that at one time somewhere, that consciousness is at war with itself. And what that basically means is we are at war with ourselves. And I went into that last video about, the battle of the gods is within us. But I truly, believe that, and I feel that. The battle of the gods is within us. And we are all at conflict with ourselves. You can see all the contradictory things that we do. We do them so much. We do them on a daily basis. People say, I don't believe in magic. That's a lot of bull. Oh yeah, by the way, we have to go out and buy... Uh-oh. This camera's clicked off, man. I'm sorry, guys. See what I'm saying? I can't be messing with this crap. We'll continue this video now, coming from this angle. Yeah, we'll continue here. I don't know if that's going to cut or not, so I'm just going to keep rolling. And you guys don't have to be looking up my nose while I'm filming. But yeah, man, I'm going to keep rolling. Look, the planet... sorry, everybody, for the strange angle, but yeah, I'm trying to put this up. So we're dealing with these shady connections and all that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep it filming. Look. Yeah. So, example. People will say, I don't believe in all that magic nonsense. Oh, yeah, by the way, we got to go get, just say, Susan a birthday cake. And don't forget the candles. And it's like, well, the hell is that? You don't believe in none of this stuff, but you're going out getting a birthday cake, and you want to get candles. For what? What are the candles for? So she can blow them out and make a wish. If that's not an act of magic, or something in these realms, then I don't know what it is. You know, well, I'm trying to fix this camera, man. I got a big nose, man. I can't be having no camera shooting on my nose, man. Alright, yeah. Alright. But, anyway, what I was saying. Yeah, so, these people are very contradictory, and they always contradict themselves. People will say, just say for example, they don't believe in, there's just so many things, man. Like, I'll meet people who say, I'll tell them an experience, they say, oh, I don't know, that just sounds like too much sci-fi. I say, alright, well, it's okay, it was my experience. So what are you doing today, man? It's like, oh yeah, I gotta go to this temple and pray. It's like, well, what? You don't believe my story that I had personally, and you saying that, you know, it just sounds like fantasy, but now you're telling me that you gotta go to the temple and pray. Who are you praying to? Who are you praying to? I mean, you guys know where I'm coming from there. It's just like, this does not make any sense at all. Most of the people who tell me that they don't believe in any of these things, these are the same people who are running out to a temple on New Year's, because I'm in Japan. So, or some people go to church, but you know, they're running out to a temple on New Year's to burn some incense, clap their hands together, and make some magical wish prayer to some god that they've never seen and they never will see. So, yeah, this is just something that crosses my mind. But anyway, let's get back to business. Yeah, the vibrations are changing on the planet, and there are many things that are going to start coming out. A lot of people have been sharing their experiences on YouTube. A lot of people have been sharing their experiences with me in private messages. A lot of people have been hitting me up on Facebook. And the connections I see, a lot of people are encountering these shadow people, whatever you want to call it, shadow entities and all these type of things, but it's starting to come at people even more, full force. It's starting to come through. What does that tell you? A lot of changes going on the planet. And like I've said to all those people, we can't always just jump to the negative, the so-called negative. We can't just say, okay, this is a demon, this is an evil spirit. Let me tell you this, man. And I'm not trying to put myself up on a pedestal or anything, but I have to say, I am, well, not just me, maybe I haven't seen it, but I feel I'm one of the very few people, if not the only one, who's coming at this whole shadow entity thing from a completely different angle. A lot of people are going the route of saying, it's evil, it's a demon, it's this, it's that. I feel I'm the only one who's saying, look, man, let's take it another route. This is your inner self trying to make contact with you, or another entity, and you need to make contact with this thing, talk to it, address it, and say, hey, man, what's going on? And look at it from another angle, because this goes into where we put everything on the visual. You know, we see something dark, and automatically we assume this is evil. If you base everything just because something's dark and it has a hood and it must be evil because of something you've seen in Hollywood, then you're not going to advance very far. You can't be turned off from visual appearances. There are many things out there that look more terrifying than a man or what appears to be a person in a dark hood standing in a room. It could come at you completely different. So don't be so quick to jump and say, okay, this is definitely something evil trying to steal my energy and all this stuff. Yeah, we got to be a little bit more mature and say, all right, let's take it from another angle. Now, what else I was going to say? I'm just going to make sure this camera's up. I've been having problems all day. Problems that I don't want to have with these cameras, man. I can't be bad on these stuff. Alright, yeah, put that back here. Okay, so, what was I saying? Yeah, so, when we have these experiences, we shouldn't just jump and assume that it's something bad. Like I said, try to communicate with it. The people have been coming, man. They've been telling me, like, even just recently, someone on Facebook hit me up and told me that he had an experience in his room. I think just the other night where he saw a shadowy figure with a hood or something like that. And he felt he was in danger, so he put like a shield of protection around himself. And he kind of, he got over that situation. But he said at the same time, he thought maybe it was trying to bond with him. And I told him, hey, it probably was your inner self trying to make contact with you, trying to make that bond. So, but I understand it's quite natural that if you feel a feel for something, you want to throw up a defense, and it's a defense mechanism that we all have. Something strange is in your room at night, you need to protect yourself and block these things out and try to save, just try to save yourself from them. So I'm simply just giving you another angle to take. And that's the thing, doors. We all have doors to open, doors within ourselves. Forget about, some people are jumping way too ahead, man. People are talking about traveling to other star systems and going to other planets and doing all this stuff. And nobody's talking about the inner reality. Nobody's talking about going within, opening the doors within yourself. There's a whole universe. You are the universe. We're the universe. I've said this many times. I'm going to keep saying it. That we're gods in training. And at the same time, we have many worlds and universes that exist within us. So instead of everyone focusing on what star system it has what and what planets and all this type of thinking, people need to start worrying about the star systems and the galaxies and the many realms that exist within themselves, which are much easier to get to. Because to get to inner reality, it's only going to be a shift of consciousness. Different realities are different states of the psyche. So when you talk about other realities or traveling to other places, this is simply different states of your own psyche. Because anywhere you go, it will require you to have a shift in consciousness. So any reality or any realm or any so-called planet, any places that you appear on, it's because you have shifted your own consciousness to get to that place. So these things don't happen. I mean, why do you think it's taking them so long, or it would take them so long to reach these other planets, so-called space travel? They tell us all these things, and it makes me laugh. Because we found an Earth-like planet. Let's say, for example, we found 10 Earth-like planets, but they're like 99.8 billion light years away. And it's like, well, what the hell are you telling us for, man? Because we will never get there, or we will never get there. And at the rate we're going, as far as, technology increases every year, but even at that rate, we just will never get there. We'll never see these planets. So I don't know why they tell us this stuff, man, but it's like, so what? And I'm not trying to be sarcastic right now, maybe I am, but I'm not trying to be, an ass, but it's just like, what are you telling us this for, man? Tell us something that we can work with right now. Stop telling us all this information that is not going to help us right now. Why don't you tell us about the inner world that are within ourselves. Why don't you tell us about us being able to learn how to shift our consciousness and into other states so that we can explore these things for ourselves? You know, I've given up. I mean, this was a long time ago, man. I've given up on looking towards for NASA and all these. It can become addicting for some people, especially people who are not into this. And every week they run into the NASA website. So, oh yeah, look, the Mars rover found. Stop, bro. You know, they're like, oh, the Mars rover found a piece of grass, and everybody gets excited. And then, yeah, we got a big news conference coming. We're gonna reveal some information. And the information comes, you thinking you're gonna hear something like, yo, they found a pyramid on Mars or something big. Like, oh yeah, the Mars rover found, let's say for example, a piece of dirt or a piece of ice with some soil in it, and it's like, well, come on, man, nobody wants to hear that nonsense. Who wants to hear that? We want to hear some big news. But this is what people who are not really deep into this knowledge, they will keep looking to that stuff. That's all distractions. In the past, however old you are, you have to stop and think, look, man, I've been on this planet X amount of years, and not once have I heard NASA bring anything to the table worth of interest. They tell us all this information, and basically everything they tell us is completely useless for us. And we know there's so many other things going on. You don't have to be an idiot to know that there's a lot of activity going on up in the so-called universe. Simply watch one of these NASA videos that has nothing to do with all that alien stuff, and you can see in the background. I mean, it does not take a rocket scientist or an astronaut to see this stuff happening. You simply watch a NASA video of them up in the orbit, supposed to be orbit, and you can see all this activity going on in the background. And they never talk about this. This is what makes you laugh. Yeah, this city of folks say, well, yes, we have to fix this, Space Command Center here, and this piece broke. And you look behind them, man, there's like a whole lot of activity going on. I mean, you got stuff flying around, stopping, shooting off at light speed. You got all this activity, and they're acting like none of this is happening. And I don't want to hear some nonsense about space debris. If there was that much space debris flying around, they wouldn't be up there, because it would be too dangerous. Because any of that, they can't control it, so anything could simply hit these so-called, whatever they got up there, space stations, or I don't know these terms they use, man, it's nonsense. But anyway, if there was that much space debris flying around, they wouldn't be up there, because it would be a safety hazard. So common sense would tell you there's a lot of atmosphere, a lot of activity happening up in the atmosphere and up in so-called space. So I'm tired of hearing about other planets that are 2 billion light years away that look like Earth. Who the hell cares, man? We not going there. We will never get there. And why are you telling us this stupid information that has nothing to do with anything? We want to hear real information. They should just close NASA down, because from what I see, they're not really achieving anything, man. They're supposed to be up there, if they really are. That's another video, but they're supposed to be up there really seeing what's going on and letting us know, like, hey man, look, this is what's going on, we're seeing this, we're seeing that. But no, they want to come tell us about some goddamn rocks. And man, let me stop, let me get on another subject. I'm going on a rant right now. These things get me hot and heavy. Yeah, anyway, where was I going? Back to the shadow people. Yeah, so now I'm going to leave that alone too, because I don't want to get too deep into that. Very simple. You see these things in your room. If you feel threatened, okay, you could throw up your protection shield or your light beams and rays, whatever terms they use it now. But if you want to be brave and you want to take it another route, talk to it. And you can do that mentally, telepathically, send it a message, and just say, hey man. We don't say hey man, but you just be like, hello, who are you? What do you want? Just communicate with it as if you would communicate with anybody else, and you might be surprised, because these things, there's so many different things they could be. It could be your inner self manifesting itself to make contact with you. It could simply just be characters from other realities that are coming through. And you all know how I feel about the darkness. And I tell you, the darkness teaches you. The darkness is the true teacher that will teach you things and teach you knowledge and take you deep within yourself. So, for me, and this is my take on it, I see these so-called shadow entities as the teachers. And this is what I'm saying. I don't see anyone else talking about this. For me, they are the teachers. If I see a shadow hooded figure in my room at night, provided I made sure I locked all my doors and windows and it's not some character coming in trying to shank me or rob me. But yeah, when I'm sure that my house was secure when I went to bed or before I go to bed, and if I'm in the dark and I see a shadowy, hooded figure looking like a ring wraith from Lord of the Rings or one of these characters, I'm not going to be, oh my God, it's a shadow figure, what can I do? Straight up, I'm communicating with it. Because I see this and I know this is a teacher. This is a teacher that's coming from the darkness to reveal some information. And teaching does not necessarily have to be verbal communication. The simple fact that it's there is teaching you the message. It's showing you. See, that's what we have to realize. Learning is not always about verbal. It's not always about book knowledge or someone telling you something. Just watch. Just listen. That's why I told you about your inner senses. Sometimes you gotta go, many times, you gotta start using your inner senses. You have to start using your telepathy, communicating with these things. And not just verbal communication. Feelings. What feelings are you picking up from this? A lot of things do not communicate with verbal words. A lot of things communicate through feelings and emotions and how you feel things coming at you. See what I'm saying? So, if you see a hooded figure in your room, and the reason I'm bringing this up, I know people say, "Damn, man, he's talking about these shadow entities again." I'm only bringing it up because many people are sending me messages and private messages, bringing them up as well. And I'm over here in Japan hearing the same stories, so something is going down, and it's starting to come in more full effect. And I'm simply giving you a different door to look at this through and say, hey, don't panic. Try not to panic. Stay cool. Stay relaxed. And see what are you feeling. Because you're wasting time, man. If you're watching my videos and you've been following my videos the past, well, now this is a 20th video. If you've been following these videos, obviously you already know the answer to your question. You have an interest in this phenomenon. You have an interest in bettering yourself and going into deeper knowledge within yourself. So, when you have these experiences, they're very rare. You have to appreciate them. You have to start seeing these as gems that you're being offered down from the universe or from the other realms. You have to see this as, little bonuses that the universe is opening up for you. Doorways that they're opening for you. And this is your chance. If you're watching these type of videos, in my video and other people's videos about these other realms, you're getting what you're looking for. This is what you want. You're watching these videos, this is what you've been waiting for. Now, I'm not criticizing anybody. I understand it is natural that when you see something by reflex response only, that you see something in your room not supposed to be there, you're going to start throwing up shields and protection and calling down guardian angels and all these things to save you. But you have to remember, this is where your energy has been going. Energy goes where, you know these phrases, man, I just woke up. Attention flows where energy goes, whatever, you know how it is. But wherever you focus your attention at, that's where that energy that you're putting out there. So when you're watching videos about other realms, other realities, astral projecting, you're going to start shooting that energy out, and these things are going to start responding back to you. So, yeah, instead of calling down the mighty angels of the Lord to come save you, and I already told you before, those are just portions of yourself anyway. Sit back, relax, and really just focus on what this entity or what this thing is communicating through you, through the feelings. Are you receiving any mental images? Just really go deep and focus on that energy wherever it's at and communicate with it in your mind. or just sit back and listen. Just focus on it and really see what feelings you're pulling off of it, because this could be your doorway. Yeah, the shadow people, so-called shadow people, are your doorways into the other realms. Oh yeah, and what I was saying before is, even if it doesn't say anything, even if you're not picking up on anything, it's still teaching you. The very fact that it's in your room and you are wide awake and you're looking at it, that alone is the answer. That alone that's the key. It's telling you, hey, look, I'm here. And yes, you are awake and you're looking at me. And this is a real situation. And I'm making myself known to you to make you become aware that there's other realities and there's other things happening besides just what you see every day. So yeah, use it as a learning experience and stop watching all these fear videos talking about the devil, demons, and this thing is trying to steal my energy and all that. It's time to start powering yourself up, people. It's time to start powering yourself up. Stop watching these damn fear videos that are having you cowered down and afraid of everything, man. People are so afraid of their own shadow, man. You're walking out, what's that? Oh, it's just my shadow. People are getting scared of everything now. And all my videos are all about self-power. Now, I'm going to drop something on you right now. When I first started posting my messages on Facebook, somebody came at me one day and said, oh man, do you know this person's videos? Because you guys think the same. And I didn't know who he's talking about. The video is called, his video page is Daddy Bo1 on Facebook. Daddy Bo1. And I believe he spells it, let me see. Damn, where I put that iPad at? I just want to get the proper spelling for it. But when I heard this guy's videos, this brother was dropping some real knowledge. And the moment I heard them, I knew instantly. From the first video I heard, I said, well, this guy has tapped into, gotta say it, I don't want to say it, but I have to say it. He's tapped into the Seth material. Definitely. Without a doubt. And if he hadn't read the material, then he was definitely tapping into that energy. And his Daddy Bo1 spelled DADDEYBO1. Alright? So yeah, that's Daddy Bo1. And yo, when I heard his first video, this is how you know real info. Real information. I know a lot of people are against books. They say, oh, don't read books, books are... And it's true, there's a lot of garbage out there, but the only reason I pushed in the beginning of my videos when I was talking about Seth material and all this stuff, because you know real info when it starts unlocking codes. We all have codes within us, within our DNA, codes within our consciousness. We have a lot of codes, and codes are doorways. And you know real information when you hear it. And how you know it's real is when you're listening to it and immediately you start feeling those vibrations kicking off. Your vibrations start going high and you're like, yeah. Every word the person says, you go, yeah, I can feel this. Yeah, I know he's talking about. Oh, yeah, I had that experience. Oh, yeah, that happened to me 2 years ago. And you start making all these connections and you're like, yeah, this is real info. At least for yourself anyway. So, just to make you laugh, I heard his info and I said, this guy has definitely been reading the Seth material, or he's tapped into it. And the funny thing is, if you go to his page, now I didn't notice this. He has about 39 videos. I don't know what happened to this cat. He has some real deep knowledge he was dropping in very short videos too, shorter than mine. Very short video, but each video has a gem in there, and he's kicking off some real knowledge, and he's coming from the same school of thought that I'm coming from, which is self-power, and they were all gods. So obviously this is an energy that he tapped into, and we're tapped into the same thing. And the reason I brought this Seth material, or the Egyptian god Seth, I didn't realize this until, I don't know, a long time after listening to his video. One day, even just recently, I went to his page one day just to see if he ever came back. He's been missing in action for a long time. Hope he's alright. But if you look at his page in the background, who's there?